Ours just went black too. Your secretary, you need to put the phone down. Mike, what the hell is going on? I said put the phone down. Please check your bag. It's the White House we're getting. Mike, please, just tell us what you know.
Hello everybody, welcome back to Screenstars. I'm here today to bring you my review for the first season of Designated Survivor. This is a TV show that I had heard of before, and it's now on Netflix. Now I do know the story behind this show. I think it was, I had 1 or 2 seasons and then it was cancelled, and then Netflix picked it up and gave it a 3rd season. So that's why it's on Netflix, if you like. Now it stars Kiefer Sutherland, Cal Penn and Maggie Q. Now the story behind this series, season 1 is 21 episodes, and it's a really fascinating story, and this is kind of what hooked me into the idea of watching it, because I watched the trailer for it. Me and my wife were kind of looking for a new show to watch on Netflix, and this one popped up. We looked at the trailer for it and we thought, that looks really fascinating. And the concept here is that the president and all the people of the Senate and everybody connected to the presidency is doing like a big chat at the Senate. I can't remember what they call it now. And when they do this, there is like a low cabinet member who is kind of taken to safety, and they're called the designated survivor. And if anything should happen, any disastrous event should happen, the designated survivor is then sworn in as the president. So the chances of this ever happening are like slim to none. And Kiefer Sutherland, this one particular night, is indeed the designated survivor. Tom Kirkman he's called. He's like a low-level cabinet member. He's in charge of housing and things. And then disaster strikes. The Senate is basically wiped out by a massive bomb. Everybody in the building is killed. Chaos ensues, and he is the only one left. So he has to be sworn in as the president. Now, obviously, the nation is absolutely, and the world to a large degree, is in shock about what's happened. They've lost the president, they've lost the whole structure of the government, they've lost pretty much everything. And this nobody has been sworn in as the president. So he's fighting a losing battle pretty much from the start, because nobody believes in him, nobody respects him, nobody listens to him really. And he's got to fight tooth and nail to learn the job and also be heard as the president, taken seriously. Luckily, the character Tom Kirkman has got high morals. He believes in democracy, he believes in the American people, he believes in the presidency, and he works hard to try and gain that respect and learn the job. Right, so Designated Survivor then. Why would I recommend this show to you? Well, I think the strength of this show is the concept. You know, this lowly nobody being promoted to the President of the United States. Initially, my understanding is that Kiefer Sutherland was absolutely not interested in doing another TV show, because obviously he did 24 for years, one of the most popular shows at the time. And then he read the pilot episode and he thought it was so brilliantly done that he signed up. And the absolute strength of the show is that concept. And the first half a dozen episodes, I think, are of such high quality. They're so gripping. It's unbelievable, really. I mean, it really gets its talons into you. About halfway through the season, it kind of starts falling into, I don't know if humdrum, but a fairly standard, like, political drama about halfway through. But it's always got that hook of, like, because Maggie Q plays like Hannah Wells. She's like an FBI agent who is given unique powers by the president to kind of investigate and find out who is behind the bombing of the Senate and killing of the president, etc. And it's kind of made out that it's a terrorist cell that has done it, but there is other evidence to suggest it might be somebody more domestic, if you like. So she's got to go and kind of investigate all that. So while the Kiefer Sutherland character of Tom Kirkman is kind of learning the ropes as the president and navigating all the political red tape that he's got to get into, you've got Maggie Q behind the scenes, like, investigating, and that's where the action side of the show comes in, because she kind of gets into a few scrapes here and there, investigating what's going on. And it does, for the most part of the season, keep a nice balance. Because it kind of gives you some red herrings here and there. It gives you some suspects as to who it could be involved. There's a level of tension and frustration when there's people in the show doing things that you know are guilty and nobody knows yet, sort of thing. And it's got the usual things, with the president making really, really important, high-level decisions on the spot with, high-pressure stuff, whether it be like terrorists taking over a plane on American soil, or, a so-called terrorist cornered, what they're going to do about it. And, I mean, it goes on and on and on. And then the normal political dramas of, like, trying to get a Senate together, trying to get a vice president, trying to get his cabinet together, trying to get all them things going to kind of get some structure back into the government to kind of give some reassurance to the American people. And every single thing he seems to want to do, there is some kind of battle to be won. And it's fascinating to see how many plates that the show kind of spins at once, in regards to the political aspects of the show and then the terrorism aspect of the show that's going on in the background. So it's not like The West Wing, and don't get me wrong, I didn't watch much of The West Wing, but I watched some of it, and that is pretty much just the political drama side of it. This is very much a political drama, but it also puts this spin on it as well. It's almost like, when you watch a soap or a soap opera, certainly in the UK, there's always somebody, sleeping with somebody. There's always, someone as a murderer on the street, or there's always some massive drama going off on these small streets. It's a bit like that. There's so much going off every single episode that you just kind of like, even with Trump in the White House, it wasn't as incident laden as the show is in regards to things that are going off. But it certainly holds your attention. I actually quite enjoyed the first season. We are going to carry on watching it. And interestingly as well, Cal Penn was a consultant. While he's also on the show, he also was a consultant as well, because he used to work at the White House. I think he used to be a speechwriter or something like that during the Obama presidency. So he kind of knows how it works behind the scenes, and he plays an integral part in the show as well. So it's got interesting characters, it's got political drama, it's got a great storyline thread going through it in regards to the terrorism aspect, and it's got a brilliant central performance as well by Kiefer Sutherland, who reminds us all what a great and fine actor he is. So, yeah, if you've never seen Designated Survivor and you've got Netflix and like me, you kind of kept flicking past it, give it a go. It might actually really, really interest you, because it certainly grabbed me and my wife's attention. So that's why I suggest giving this one a check out. I'm going to give it an 8 out of 10, really. Pretty strong first season. So thanks very much for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed this review. I hope you find it useful. I will, of course, be back with plenty more reviews and content on the channel very, very soon.